Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to Emergency Management Associates. Coming to you from the Area Command, 392 miles west of Kitty Hawk Beach, North Carolina. This was not a scheduled broadcast, but I was asked to go on the Revolution Radio with Barry Prince and Dave Delisle in another 2 or 3 minutes from now. So in just a few minutes, we're going to be doing a simulcast with Barry Prince on Revolution Radio, and we're grateful to be doing this. Barry Prince has invited us on his air on several different occasions throughout the last few years, and I'm grateful for that opportunity. But we're going to be joining Dave and Barry online in just a few minutes. But while we're waiting for them, live from Arizona, Prescott, Arizona, the former President of the United States, Donald J. Trump.
There are thousands of people. They said it was unanimous. I will say I have the endorsement of almost every single law enforcement sheriff. 400,000. And it's hard for them to do it personally. It's not an easy thing to do. There comes a point where they have no choice. I'd like to thank the former president of the National Border Patrol, a friend of mine, Council. Thank you. They kill an American citizen or a law enforcement officer. And if you ever wanted to stop drugs, as opposed to blue ribbon, I set up so many blue ribbon committees. You know, our First Lady did a fantastic job with it. She headed up a commission. And she got the number. And by the way, she wrote a great book, go buy it. It's called Melania. And she says very nice things about me. I was worried. I wouldn't have, if she didn't, I wouldn't be talking about that book at all. I'd pretend it never happened. No, she's great. And she wrote a great book. I think it's the #1 bestseller now. Can you believe it? So go buy it. Melania. Go buy it. But Kamala's actions as the border czar are especially egregious. It's a betrayal of the brave men and women who devote their lives to securing our borders. They are treated so badly, so badly. They are treated so badly. It's so horrible. They're heroes, but they're not treated like heroes. But you know, I tell them all the time, the people know you're heroes. It's the radical left lunatics that don't treat them properly. I call them the heroes of ICE and the heroes of Border Patrol. They're incredible. And these courageous patriots, they risk their lives to keep America safe. And a $10,000 each retention and signing bonus. So we're going to retain them. We're going to retain them. It's almost like being a great baseball player or football player, but not quite as much money, but not bad, right? Now we're going to retain them, and they deserve it. They've been treated unbelievably badly, and the fact that they continue. And you don't hear they're going out on strike, they're going to this, they don't do that. They would never do it. They're just incredible people. This will ensure that we can hire and keep the Border Patrol agents that we need to keep, and we can also bring in a lot of new ones, really great ones, and we're going to have our choice. I think we're going to have our choice. There's going to be a whole new spirit. This is a group that really needs spirit because they're protecting us, they're protecting our lives, they're protecting our country.
Hey, Barry.
So we're going to be doing that.
Hey, how are you?
And I'm calling you on Skype in 5 minutes.
No problem. I'm set up for you.
Okay, well, you gotta go green on Skype. You gotta go green on Skype.
I'm on Skype now. It's up.
Yeah, I know, but you're yellow. You gotta go green.
All righty.
Okay.
Guys, just a second here. We're going to, as you heard, we're going to join Barry Prince. We'll join Barry Prince in 5 minutes over on Skype in just a minute. Between now and then, President Donald R. Trump.
I want to introduce a great guy and a a very big man in the world of law enforcement, national president of the Fraternal Order of Police, Patrick Yos, representing 400,000 law enforcement, largest in the country by far, law enforcement officers, and I'm truly honored to have their endorsement as well. Patrick, thank you, wherever you may be. Thank you, Patrick. That's really nice. I'd have you up here, but I don't think Secret Service will allow anybody to get through this. It's gotten a little tight. That's good. That's supposed to be that way. Patrick, thank you. 400,000. Wow. That's great. I think we have every law enforcement group in the United States, the sheriffs. They're incredible people, and they really do. It's easier for them not to do their job. They want to work like hell, and they want to clean out our country and straighten out our country. And we want to have people in our country that love our country. They love our country. And we're going to have... and despite all of the damage that Kamala has inflicted on the state, and, you know, don't forget, she's the vice president, right? But Joe gave her the assignment, and so I don't even mention his name. I'm not even sure what is he doing. Although he's looked very good lately. He's looked better than her, actually. No, I've always said, I'm not a big fan of his, as you probably have heard, but he's superior to her. He's more intelligent than she is. Can you believe? You ever think you'd be hearing that? And I mean it. But she said last week that she can't think of one thing that she would do differently. Not one thing. Think of it. Not one thing. So, fellas, you stay up here. Just look at this one tape, and then you go back and enjoy it. But I just want to tell you, you are phenomenal people. We love you all, and you're doing a great job for our country. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Would you have done something differently than President Biden during the past 4 years?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
I stood there on the tarmac watching you check your watch.
The chaotic and deadly U.S. evacuation from Afghanistan stunned Americans and the world and cost the lives of 13 U.S. soldiers.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
More than 13,000 illegal immigrants convicted of murder have been caught at the border and then released into the United States.
An Afghan national is in custody today after being accused of plotting an election day terrorist attack. The suspect entered the U.S. on a special immigrant visa.
Gut-wrenching new details of the murder of Georgia nursing student Laken Riley. The illegal immigrant suspect, who cops say committed the heinous murder, is a Venezuelan national who crossed the unsecured southern border back in 2022. Two men investigators say are in the country illegally from Venezuela are charged with capital murder in the death of Jocelyn Nungaray.
A fifth illegal immigrant accused of attacking two New York City police officers over the weekend showed no remorse or regret.
Would you have done something differently?
There is not a thing that comes to mind.
Only 18% say the economy is in excellent or good condition. US inflation has hit a new 40-year high, increasing by 9.1% over the financial year.
The cost of homes have spiked. Home buyers need to earn 80% more than they did in 2020 to afford a house.
Were you the last person in the room? Yes.
Great people. By the way, I see a couple of other people. Do you mind if I introduce you? Cash? Stand up, Cash. Cash Patel. And I spotted him. You had no problems when he was in charge. You know, that is Sheriff Joe. Sheriff Joe! Oh, stand up. Oh. Brandon, sign him up immediately. Paul, you got to sign him up immediately.
Hello.
Sheriff Joe. Well, you didn't have any problems with Sheriff Joe. It was tough.
I'm on green. It
Fair.
says
You know what? He
it
was
says
actually
set
very fair.
status green. It's green now.
Thank you very much, Sheriff Joe. I just saw you here. I would have had you come up. But you are a special guy. Thank you. He had a wonderful wife. He just lost his wife a little while ago, but she was a wonderful woman, and she's looking down at you. You couldn't have made her life too easy. I can guarantee you that. But you, she loved you, Sheriff Joe, so you take care of yourself, okay? Great guy. So the answer that she would do nothing different is totally disqualifying. So think of it. We have the worst president in the history of our country by far. The happiest man is Jimmy Carter because he was brilliant by comparison. His administration is considered now brilliant by comparison, and we have the worst. And she says that she would do nothing different than the worst president that we've ever had. We have a right track, wrong track, where he sets a record every week for the wrong track, and she says that because it wasn't that she really meant that, what she really wanted to do, but she couldn't think of anything. When I heard that question, I said, oh, this is going to be a bad answer for me, meaning she's going to knock this one out of the park, and she said, no, I want to be the same as Joe Biden. Anybody that votes for her, you should have your head examined. She'll want to know the truth. "86% of the country thinks we're on the wrong track." And she says, no, I do everything the same, keep the airplanes flying. You know the worst thing? And I'll bring this up a little separately. 325,000 young children are probably dead or missing, but certainly missing. And they're either sex slaves, or they're dead. Think of the number. It's not 2, which is too many. It's not 100. It's 325,000 lives are probably gone. Their parents will never get to see them again. And these are people that she allowed.
Hello.
Just as if she had a gun.
Hello, Ron.
Okay?
Yes, we're here.
And for that woman.
Are you here?
I'm here.
Okay. But I'm not on the. Am I on the station? I'm confused. I'm confused.
I just brought him in through me.
No, you can't do that, can you?
I just did.
He's not showing up on my server screen. So we're going to hang up on this call. Ron, if you can turn your phone on to green, it says set a status on the top of your Skype.
I'm on.
Set it to
I'm
green.
on the computer, and it shows green status.
Okay, well I'm hanging up on this call because I am on.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Now it's just you and me, so he's going to try and bring us both in again.
Good. Okay, I'll hang up here with you and see if he can bring us both in. Okay, that was Barry and Dave. That was on a different line. Hopefully Barry's going to get us back here in just a minute. But I'm all set to join Barry and Dave on the Revolution Radio Show in just a minute. But I wanted to make sure all of you were going to also be here. We're simulcasting on the Emergency Management Associates Network here on YouTube. It's going to be a great night. Arnold Smith is here. Welcome, welcome, Arnold. We appreciate you being here as well. I hope we get a whole lot of other people here as well. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm just waiting. Yeah, all I'm doing is waiting here. This is crazy. Hey, Becky. Hey, Arnold. You guys are here. I hope we have a lot of others that are watching and not on the chat yet. This is Ron Tyler with Emergency Management Associates. We're supposed to be joining Dave and Barry on the Revolution Radio Network on YouTube, here on YouTube. I just talked to them on Skype just a minute ago, Barry's supposed to be back here on Skype with us. Hopefully they're going to be here. It's a lot of fun when we have Dave and Barry here. Let me do something here really quick. Okay, I think I can do it here now, with any luck here. Let me move my picture over here, and then we have Barry Prince here, who will be joining us here in just a minute. And we also will have Dave Delisle here. Dave has been a very good friend of mine for years and years and years. And this is Dave Delisle. So we'll be here on the air here with you, just all three of us in just a second. It should be a lot of fun tonight, to say the least. Should be a lot of fun. All right. Barry Prince is there in the middle. Dave Delisle's over on the right-hand side. Becky's here in the chat saying there was a 6.2 in Costa Rica yesterday, and I saw it, but I could never find it. They wouldn't let me take a screenshot of it. But that 6.2 magnitude earthquake over in Costa Rica yesterday was actually a 6.5 earthquake. USGS would not let me take any screenshots or anything like that, but that was a very powerful earthquake, a very strong earthquake over in Costa Rica last night. Now, with that said, I believe that 6.2 very strong seismic energy is going to radiate up into Mexico. I think we're going to see it moving north into Mexico and then into the United States. So I'm just going to put up an earthquake watch either in central to north Mexico, and within the next week we're going to have a like earthquake in Southern California. Everybody needs to be aware of that. Very much we're going to have a large earthquake. There's no doubt in my mind. When we have this kind of energy over there in Costa Rica and then into Mexico, it usually happens in the United States after that as well. So we're going to look for that. I do not see Barry Prince trying to get hold of us right now. I'm sure he is. I'm kind of surprised that he has not brought us up yet. Just a minute here. Dave, are you here? Yo, Dave. Hello, Dave. Oh, I don't know what's happening. I wish I did. Yeah, Surgery is here. Surgery is a good friend of mine from northern Utah, and he says there's a commercial. Yeah, YouTube keeps smacking me around with commercials all the time. They're smacking you around as well. I don't know why they're doing it. They're trying to make money, but I'm not getting much of anything. Hey, Dave. Hello, Dave. Yeah, Surgery, you're right. It figures with YouTube. I'm just getting tired of all the interruptions. I don't know what's going on, guys. I honestly expected to be on here with Dave and Barry already. I have no idea what's happening. This is weird. I've never had problems getting Dave and Barry here on the air. Yeah, Surgery says it makes me wonder what they're doing in the background, etc., etc., etc. here on YouTube. I agree. Sleeping Volcano says, hello, greetings, hello, Barry and Dave and Ron. Yeah. I'm hoping to have David Barry here very shortly. I don't know what happened. I honestly don't know what happened. Let me try something here. Oh. Try this another way here. Yeah, Dave. Hello? Dave? Hello, Dave. Dave Delisle just called me direct from Ontario, Canada, but now I'm not hearing him on my phone. I have no idea what is going on here. This is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. I don't know what is going on here. This is all kinds of strange, guys. I can hear you, yes. I don't know either. I can hear you.
All right, let's see. Let's see if we can do this. Barry? No, I guess not. I guess not. Yeah, I don't know what's going on, Ron. Anyway, according to Barry, there's something at the top of your screen.
Yes.
And it's showing yellow on his end. It should be showing green for Skype, and it's not.
It's showing green here.
Yeah. Okay, well, I don't know what it is then.
When I called over there on Skype just a minute ago, it was on green for me then, and I heard him on Skype. But is he on the Delta server? The RRB Delta server?
Yeah.
Because I could call him on the Delta server.
All right, try that then. We'll see if that'll work.
Okay, trying it right now.
Right. Yep.
I don't know. We're not on the air, guys.
Hey, we're here.
Yeah, I know. Fuck. This is annoying as shit.
Yeah, it is.
Why are we having these problems? I have to call the server back, okay? I'm going to call you through the server.
Okay.
Again?
No problem. Let's do this.
Can you hear me, Barry?
He says he's going to call back on the server on his side.
Okay.
This is crazy, guys. I can't believe they're, whatever reason they're playing games with us. I have no idea why they're doing this. We've done this before. Yeah, Becky, it could be a solar flare, yes. It could be. I've just never had this happen before. I've always been able to talk to them. They've always been able to call me and talk to me as well. This is totally bizarre. I don't get it. I don't get it. This is completely bizarre. I don't know. This is kind of weird. This is not even kind of. This is so stupid. I've got you.
You got me, yeah. Well, we're coming. You keep coming up even for me. When I try to call you on Skype, you're unavailable.
No way.
Yeah. Yellow and Ron's unavailable.
That is bizarre.
Yeah, isn't it odd?
That is really bizarre.
Okay, hang on 1 second. If it hangs up, I can't help it. I'm going to try and bring it in with Barry.
Okay.
I'm not able to. I don't know why. It's not going to show up that way. Well, that makes no sense to me.
No, it doesn't. We've never had this problem before.
No, well, even Barry said that. But you're coming up yellow for me and him. It's unavailable.
Oh, this is weird.
Maybe if you try and call Barry himself instead of the Delta server, he might come up. I don't know.
I've done that. That's how I called him just a little while ago, and then I called him on the Delta server twice. Let me try calling him on the on his own server here. Barry isn't online.
I was saying Barry's not online. Yeah, of course not. Barry's.
Oh, this is weird.
Yeah, isn't it? Well, I think it's our government screwing with us. Like I said, I had issues with my internet provider blocking me from my phone because of the stuff that I discuss, and what do I do?
Yeah.
I should have just accepted.
I just called the yours, mine, and Barry's Skype line here, which includes a Delta server, and the Delta server has left the conversation.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna have to get a hold of Barry.
Yeah.
Let's see. All right, well, I'll talk to you in a bit.
All right.
Hopefully.
Thanks, Dave. Appreciate it. That was Dave Delisle. You guys have heard Dave before. Yes, I suppose we can do a party line chat through Facebook, but Barry is on his radio show, and I'm not sure whether Barry can do his radio show and put Dave and I on the Facebook. I don't know whether that's possible on their end. This is really weird. This is the weirdest thing we've ever had. This is wild. Well, while we're doing this, let's go back to President Trump's rally in Prescott, Arizona.
For president is a disgrace, and everybody knows it. How can you keep someone who stated plainly and clearly that she will change absolutely nothing from Biden? Kamala is turning us into a third world nation. Weaponization. How about the weaponization? I've been investigated more than the great Alphonse Capone, late great. You guys know Alphonse Capone, Scarface. This is a rough guy. I don't know. He may be even too tough for Paul. I don't know, Paul. This is a tough one. Alphonse Capone, Scarface. I've been investigated more than Alphonse Capone. It's called the weaponization of the Justice Department, and we've never had it. This was a third world, happens all the time in the third world, banana republics. It happened in the United States, and can you believe I'm leading? Who the hell, where did it happen where you're leading? Because the people get it, they get it. All my life, I never had a problem. Now my beautiful parents are up in heaven. I think they are. Even my father made it there. He could be rough, but I think because he was a good person, strong, tough, but he was a good person. My mother, guaranteed. She's a guaranteed. But they're up there looking down. They say, how did this happen to my son? You know, I could have been on the most beautiful beaches in the world right now. I could have been enjoying a life, the waves smacking me in the face, my beautiful mane of hair blowing in the breeze. No hairspray, no hairspray necessary. The most beautiful places in the world. I own some of the greatest clubs. I could have had the greatest life. But I'd rather be in Arizona with you and these people all day long because we're going to make America great again. Right? Right? With our victory, we will become the greatest, strongest, freest, and safest, and the most powerful nation again in the world. We're not considered a great nation right now, but we're going to be a great nation again, and it's not going to take long. I will quickly defeat inflation, and we will make America affordable again. We're going to have to do that. It's not affordable. And you know what people bring up more than anything? Simple things like groceries. They say groceries. Who would think that? Groceries. But they bring it up. Cars. They do a lot of different, everything basically. Look, we had the worst inflation, I think, they say in 48 years, I think ever. There's never been anything like it. And they don't even put the really bad, like as an example, we had interest rates at 2%. They went up to 10%. Well, they don't include that. They don't include many things. And by the way, at 10%, you can't get the money. So obviously it's much higher than 10%. For all of the working people struggling under Kamala's inflation nightmare, we will have large tax cuts for workers. We're going to have beautiful additional tax cuts, including no tax on tips. No tax on tips. No tax on overtime. And no tax on Social Security benefits for our seniors. And you deserve it. You know, the seniors have suffered because they're on fixed income, many of them, and the inflation has made it impossible. Everything that they've taken in, and it's just gone. They're wiped out, and we're not going to do that. We're not going to let that. Then they're supposed to pay tax yet. By contrast, Kamala Harris is known as the taxing queen. She loves taxes. She's the only one I've ever seen. She campaigns on the fact that she wants to give you a 70% tax increase. Her plan will raise your typical American family taxes by at least $3,000 a year. Congratulations. And run a bad and unsafe government. I also announced last week that we will make interest payments on cars, loans. We're going to make them tax deductible first time. Because affording a car is essential to restoring the American dream, which we're going to restore. You know, friends of mine called me and they said, some of the biggest analysts, the greatest analysts on Wall Street, brilliant guys, where did you ever come up with the idea of deducting interest? You know, it's like the paperclip. It was developed about 125 years ago. Some guy took the little, and he made the paperclip, and everybody says, oh man, why didn't I think of that, right? It's like deductibility. It's going to be incredible because you'll sell a lot more cars, and we're going to protect our car business now. We're going to protect them. Made in the USA, and we don't have to go through it, but made in the USA, and we're going to protect them with tariffs. I do have to tell you one quick story. You don't mind if I never go back on the teleprompter again, do you? No, I watch Paul, and I say, damn it, I don't think I'm supposed to use the teleprompter anymore, Carrie. I watched the way. So I've been telling you a story for about a year that in Mexico, they're building some of the biggest car plants anywhere in the world. And I told you about a friend of mine who's a brilliant guy, but especially when it comes to building a car plant. With other things, he's not so good, but he can build a computerized car plant. It's unbelievable. So I saw him about 4 or 5 months ago, and I said, you know, I want you to take me on a tour of one of your plants. He's the biggest builder of plants in the world. I want you, so you'll be able to figure them out if you really want to. I don't think the fake news, wow, that's a lot of fake news back there. That's a lot of cameras. I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice. That's a lot of fake news. Holy mackerel. Look at those red lights go off. Those red lights, those suckers are going off. Every time I do that, those lights go off because they don't want me to call them corrupt and horrible people. You can let them go back on now. I'll get off. No, I just looked up. That's a lot of cameras. Who the hell can do this 2-3 times a day? One little mistake. If I pronounce a word slightly wrong, and I tend not to go back because I don't want to go back. I don't want to say, excuse me, let me go. I like to bull through it. So I speak for hours, mostly without a teleprompter, really mostly. One mispronunciation of a word. He's cognitively impaired. He's getting old. He's getting old. He mispronounced a word like the name of the gang, if I did. And I think I got it perfectly, didn't I? But if they see any, they watch for weeks and weeks. For weeks and weeks, I'm up here ranting and raving. Last night, 100,000 people, flawless, ranting and raving. I'm ranting and raving. Not a mistake. And then I'll be at a little thing and I'll say something a little bit like the. I'll say duh. They'll say he's cognitively impaired. No, I'll let you know when I will be. I will be someday. We all will be someday, but I'll be the first to let you know. But when you can do this 3-4 times a day, and you can go from site to site, from Arizona to Pennsylvania to Michigan. Right? And then you have some little writer at the New York Times. It's been really bad lately. They follow every single word. Did he get, wait a minute. He said something wrong. I actually say things very right, and they'll use the same story but belittle it like it doesn't exist, but it all exists. But they love it, because Biden was obviously cognitively impaired. She should have reported him because that puts our nation in danger. We've never been so close to being in World War III than we are right now. And don't kid yourself, we have an election coming up, but we still have like 3.5 months left. And it's a long time in a nuclear world. And that would be a war like no other. And I'm not thrilled about the people representing us even for a short period of time. But I just have to say, because you read so much, and now some people say he's the single greatest speaker of all time. Because you know what? Nobody's ever, I actually asked that question. Hundreds of thousands of people show up, and I assume it's for my looks. But I say, I said it today to Brandon. I said, Brandon, it's funny. I look outside, you could fill this place up 3 times. If anybody would like to give up your seat, please. But outside it's packed. We put up television screens now. But I said to Brandon just a little while ago, I said, I draw all these people. I don't think I've ever had a story that Trump is a great speaker. I hear about great speakers like Churchill. I hear about a lot of great speakers. But I've never heard that Trump is a great... now I'm in trouble, because you know what they're going to do? He's comparing himself to Winston Churchill. No, that's what they'll do, Andy, right? That's what they'll do. They'll say, he's comparing himself. He was angry about... No, I've never had a story that I'm... And there's a reason these crowds are coming. And someday, they're going to figure... She said, because we love you, and I love you too. That's why I come. She said that. How good is that? Where is that woman? Stand up. Oh, stand up. Look at her. Wow. I would say that's beautiful. Is she your wife? You know what? I would say she's a beautiful woman, but if I did say that, my political career, you're not allowed to say that. So I'm not allowed to call you a beautiful woman, but she is. So, crazy what's gone on. Have to be politically correct nowadays. And we're going to have something about our military, talking about being politically correct, because we have a great military. I knocked out ISIS. I knocked out ISIS so fast. I knocked out ISIS so fast. To bring jobs and factories and wealth racing back to our shores, we will have a 15% made in America corporate tax rate. Now you have to understand, I brought it down from almost 40%. And these are corporations. They don't have to be in our country. You know, in the old days, they'd move from state to state. Now they move from country to country. Every country wants our corporations. So we have to treat them good. Kamala wants to take their taxes and raise them. And you know what they do? They'll say, that's okay. Let's go to Ireland. You know, the pharmaceutical industry moved to Ireland. Let's go to Europe. Let's go to Asia. Let's go to China. They want them so badly. So I moved it from 39, almost 40%, down to 21% and got it approved in Congress. But that doesn't make us great. It makes us good. It makes us competitive, sort of more than competitive. It was good. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country when I did that. We took in more revenue at 21 than we did at 39, which was amazing. People were pouring in. But here's what we're doing now. I'm moving it down to 15%, but only for those people who make their products in America. And in other words, a company, and by the way, you're going to see companies pouring back into our country. Somebody said, what are you going to do about the debt? We have a lot of debt, a lot of debt. And we were doing this, and then we got the China virus stuff, and that came out of nowhere. And we had to focus on that because people, and I wasn't really, other countries suffered so badly. Other countries, proportionally, they suffered worse than us. You know who suffered worse than us proportionally? It's China. So, it's like one of those things. But, so we had to focus on that. We did a great job on that. We never got credit. We never got credit for that, but we did a great job on that. Nobody knew what the hell it was. It came in. Our famous operation, they call it Operation Warp Speed. Operation Warp Speed gets military credit for being one of the most incredible things that they've ever seen, distribution of things. But we did a great job, and we got that. We handed over a country that was better. The stock market was higher than it was just previous to COVID coming in. So we did a great job. But we were in the process of doing this, and a friend of mine called up from Wall Street. He's considered a brilliant analyst. He said, like the other one, he said, where did you come up with the idea of taking it down, but only for companies that make their product? He said, that's a great idea. Can you imagine? You have all these 185 IQ people on Wall Street. That's sort of the ultimate. I think they say, you know who the smartest person they say in history was? Albert Einstein. He said Trump. I agree with him. He said Trump. My uncle, Dr. John Trump, MIT, 40 years. That's pretty smart. He was smart. My uncle was very smart. He used to tell me things a long time ago about nuclear. He said, someday, son, they'll have a weapon that you'll be able to carry into a building like a handbag, and it will blow up New York City. I said, Uncle John, that's never going to happen. He's the longest serving professor in the history of MIT, like 40 years or 41 years. Can you imagine? So this is good. Does anybody believe in genes? You guys believe in genetics? These guys have good genetics too for safety, and that's all we want you for. We don't want you for anything else. We don't want you for anything else. But for those who, but they were asking me, where did you come up with this idea? It's just an idea. And you only get it if you make your product here, because we want jobs. We want jobs. It's about jobs. It's not about the products. But then we have to protect those companies that move in and the companies that we have. The auto industry has been wiped out. We will have more auto jobs than we did. It's my biggest ambition, have more auto jobs than we did 50 years ago in the prime. We are a tiny fraction of what we used to be, a fraction. And companies are going to move in at a level that nobody's ever seen, but we have to protect them. So how do we protect them? With tariffs. If you don't move your plant into the United States, we put tariffs. You're not going to make your car in China. I already did that, 27.5% tariff. Do you know Biden never took it off? Because if he ever did, it's so much money. But also, if he ever did, our country would be just overrun. We would have a country that was overrun with Chinese cars pouring in, and Detroit would be finished. It's almost finished now. You know, they lost 30,000 workers. They go to the all-electric mandate where everybody has to have an electric car. I have to be very careful because Elon endorsed me. But can I tell you, he understands it. It's not for everyone. What he does is incredible. The car is incredible. What he does, and you know the beautiful thing, he endorsed me. He's in Pennsylvania right now, and I should be there probably. Maybe, I don't know. Well, I hear we're leading so much. I hear we're leading in your great state by so much. But I said, nope. We're going to be here. We're going to do it just the way we want to do it, and we're going to be in Pennsylvania a lot over the next 3 days. But he never once said, and you know, this is a tribute, but look at the rockets coming in. He never once said to me, would you do me a favor? Could you lay off the electric car? No, the electric car is beautiful. It's great, and it's got a great market. It's going to do great. They're all going to do, I think it's great, but not 100%, because they're going to be made in China, most of them, because that's where, we have a thing under our feet. It's called oil and gas. I call it liquid gold. So if you don't mind, we'll use that. And we're going to have hybrids, we're going to have electric, we're going to have everything. But we're going to have gasoline-propelled cars. We have one other thing. You know about the new one that's come along? Does everyone know about hydrogen? We have a new technology that's coming along. It's coming along beautifully, Cash. It's coming along beautifully. It's hydrogen. It has one minor problem. It blows up. And when it blows up, and it doesn't happen often, like maybe one car a day. And when it blows up, you are unrecognizable. They call your wife, would you please come down to see if this is your husband that's laying next to a tree? And the wife goes over and said, no, I don't recognize that man. He's gone, whoever the poor guy is. No, so I'm not going to go heavy into hydrogen, if you don't mind, but electric and all. But we want to do this. We want to have, we're going to move, so many car companies are going to come back. They're going to come back from Germany. They're going to come back into our great country. And I will tell you that we will have a golden age. It just started. We have a golden age. And you know, if you look at the Teamsters, did you see the Teamsters? They voted. The rank and file voted for Trump. The firemen voted for Trump. The policemen and women voted for Trump. Amazing. The firemen and women hadn't voted for a Republican ever. Goes back a long time. Firemen and women, that goes back a long time. They voted for Trump. Can you imagine? The rank and file. And the Teamsters, I don't think they ever did either, but they voted for Trump. We got 61% of the vote. 61% of the vote. So there's something happening. It's changing. You know, I watch these people talking on television. They say there's a change, and there is a change. You know what the change is? They want to see our country be great again. They want to make America great again, and they're seeing it. And they want to see our country be safe, too, and it's going to be safe. Because of them, it's going to be safe. So for all of this to happen, the car companies come back, our country be safe, Arizona must get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. That's all I don't want your money. Don't give me your money. We don't need money, we need votes. Got to get out and vote. All you need to do is make sure a couple of things happen. For instance, this woman that I just mentioned, Kari Lake, she's running. She did so well. She's been an incredible candidate. If you looked at their last race, that was a great race. But I want to just, if you don't mind, I'm going to have Kari Lake come up just for a couple of seconds and say a couple of words. You got to vote her in. You got to vote her in. Be careful. I said, be careful, Kari, because that blows it. Yes. If you fall, that blows it.
We love you. Mwah. Oh, my goodness, do we love this man. You know, I used to say, after the first term of President Trump, we just witnessed one of the great presidents in American history. And now I say, this is the greatest president in American history. But I think it goes further than that. I think we are in the midst of one of the greatest leaders in human history, and his name is Donald J. Trump. This guy right here. But we got to get out and do our part. He's done so much work for us. Now each and every one of us has to do our part. That means we get out and we vote early. Can you do it? And then we call, how many of you have 10 friends? Okay. How many of you have 5 friends? Call every friend in your contact list and make sure they're going to get out and vote for Donald J. Trump and Carrie Lake for U.S. Senate. I want to go to Washington, D.C. and help President Trump secure our border, make our state safe again, make our state affordable again, and make our kids have access to the American dream. We love you, President Trump, and we're going to win Arizona for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Carrie, thank you. Yeah, she's great. She loves the state. She wants to see a very safe place, and it's going to happen. So thank you very much, Carrie. We're also pleased to be joined by Senator Mike Lee, a fantastic guy. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. And also we have members of Congress. They've become such friends of mine. For whatever reason, I like these members a lot. From your state, Andy Biggs. Thank you. Warrior. He's a little on the conservative side, right? And that's okay, right? You know what he is? He's on the common sense side. Because that's what I say, we're the party of common sense more than anything else, right? So thank you very much. Great job. Blake Moore. Thank you. Thank you, Blake. Thank you. Celeste Malloy. Celeste. Paul Gosar. I love this guy. I love that guy. You talk about a fighter. Boy, he is some fighter. He fights everybody. He doesn't care. He just wants the state to be good. State or country. I think state maybe even in your case comes before the country. We got to talk about that. This guy, stand up once again, quick. Come on, stand up. There are a few like him. Right, Andy? Thank you. Great job you're doing. Thank you. Eli Crane. Great. Doing a fantastic job. And we have a very popular candidate. I don't even know why it's candidate. I mean, I feel he's been there for a long time. He's done really a fantastic job. Abe Hamadeh. Thank you. Feels like you've been there a long time, eh? And the chairwoman of the Yavapai Apache tribe, Tanya Lewis. Tanya, thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Tanya. Oh, beautiful. You look great. Thank you, darling. Also, we have many Azerasians in our room. We have some incredible people in our room. We have so many that we just can't. But we have some people in our room that I'm not going to mention because they fully understand why, because I don't have time. But Robert O'Brien I'm mentioning because he's the one that got the 300 plus people. So Robert O'Brien, please stand up. Thank you. And Rick Grinnell, is Rick here? What happened to Rick? What happened to Rick? Oh, he's in trouble. Attorney General Sean Reyes. Thank you, Sean. Thank you. Raul Labrador. Thank you very much. Thanks. And Glenn Beck. I'm going to be doing his show. Thank you, Glenn. Thank you, Glenn. And two guys that are definitely strong people, Dave Riley and Dave Sparks, also known as Diesel Brothers. The Diesel Brothers. And Gold Star father, Darren Hoover, and mother, Kelly Barnett. They're here, and they're incredible people. I've gotten to know them. Taylor Hoover gave his life in Afghanistan. And thank you both very much. Thank you very much. Great young guy. Should have never happened. Should have never happened. They should have been at Bagram, and they should have done it properly. They didn't do the right job, but we appreciate it. It's great knowing you, too. Gotten to know them. Gotten to know a lot of the 13 families and the incredible people. Should have never happened. It was gross incompetence. Number one, you don't take your soldiers out first. You take them out last. That was the start. But we appreciate it very much, and we'll see you again soon. I also want to send our love back to everyone in the East affected by the terrible recent hurricanes, and God bless you all. They've gone through a lot. Thank you. So, in closing, I just want to say Kamala Harris is a radical left Marxist, rated even worse than Bernie Sanders or Pocahontas. Do you know who Pocahontas? She cost a typical American family $29,000 worth her inflation nightmare. It cost you $29,000. You wouldn't have had inflation. You wouldn't have had Ukraine being attacked by Russia. You wouldn't have October 7th with Israel. It wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have had that horrible, we were leaving Afghanistan, we would have left with dignity and strength, and we would have kept the Bagram, the big air base that we gave up to China. China now has it. Congratulations. The reason we should have kept it is because it was 1 hour away from where China makes their missiles. And just a horrible thing that we did. This group of people, and nobody gets fired. That's why nobody writes books about this guy. Well, number one, they wouldn't be buying them probably anyway, but nobody ever gets fired. Every general in that deal should have been fired. Every single general. You know, I defeated ISIS rapidly. We did it in a matter of weeks, so it's supposed to take years. We have a great military, but we defeated. But you know, with Biden, they have all those mistakes made constantly on inflation, on everything's a mistake. Nothing works that he does. Nothing works. Nobody ever gets fired. I think he does that to avoid the bad books. But it's a terrible thing. When you do a bad job, you're fired. Get the hell out of here. But Kamala was an original creator, I'm sure Border Patrol and ICE would like to hear this, of defund the police. She wanted to have defund the police. She was one of the people in charge. She was a proud defunder of the police. And by the way, anybody who wants to defund the police, even if it was for a short time, and in her case it was many years, is not worthy of being President of the United States. Kamala Harris vowed to abolish ICE, their friends. She wants to ban fracking as California Attorney General. She redefined, checked, and this is like crazy, child sex trafficking, assault with a deadly weapon, and rape of an unconscious person. She redefined them as totally nonviolent crimes. Remember, she changed all of it. She's a different one. A year ago, if you looked at the debate where she was the first one to lose, she never got to Iowa. Great state, we love Iowa. See, now I don't have to go there because I've given it the kudos that it deserves. It's a great, it's a great place, but we're leading by so much we don't have to go. Thank you, Iowa, I love you. But she never got to Iowa. She was out in the primaries. She was the first one out of 22. She got thrown out, and now here she is. She pledged to confiscate your guns and endorsed a total ban on handgun ownership. But think of it. 15 different things she changed. She took things, now she thinks fracking is wonderful. Now she thinks the ownership of a gun is a wonderful thing. She said, oh, I have one. What kind is it? Let me think about that. She even called for free sex changes for illegal aliens in detention, all at taxpayer expense. And she wanted to turn, but we're not going to let her. We'll get there in time. By the way, they're incapable of doing this anyway. Our military will never be woke. A couple of the losers on top, but will never be woke. It will never be woke. Take a look at this on the beautiful screen behind me. Take a look.
You little scumbag! I got your name! I got your ass! You will not laugh! You will not cry! You will learn by the numbers!
Happy Pride. Happy Pride Month, and actually, let's declare it a summer of pride.
So you're a killer! Sir, yes, sir! Let me see your war face! Sir, you got a war face? Ah! That's a war face! Now let me see your war face! Ah! Bullshit! You didn't convince me! Let me see your real war face! Ah!
I hear it and I know, I know you wanna take.
You will be a weapon. You will be a minister of death, praying for war. But until that day, you are puke. You are the lowest form of life on earth. You are not even human fucking being. You are nothing but unorganized, grabastic pieces of amphibian shit.
How to abracadabra, these bitches know I got answers the way I...
It looks to me like the best part of you ran down the crack of your mama's ass and ended up as a brown stain on the mattress. I love working for Uncle Sam. I love working for Uncle Sam. Let me know just who I am. Let me know just who I am. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps. 1, 2, 3, 4, United States Marine Corps.
All right. We won 2 world wars, and then we changed the name of bases. Can you imagine? And in North Carolina, they want the name Bragg. We took it out, Fort Bragg. It's now got a different name. It's now got a different name. We'll have to see about that. I think we're going to change that name back. And Kamala also lied about, I hate to bring it up because it's sort of so simple. They could say, oh, he speaks in such simple terms. But she said she had a job at McDonald's, and it was a lie. She never worked at McDonald's. So I bring it up. Oftentimes, it's the best thing you can say. No, she lied about McDonald's. I think next week or shortly thereafter, I am going to McDonald's to stand over the French fries so I can see how hard her job that never turned out would be. And by the way, the head of the Republican Party in Arizona is here. Please stand up. What a job you're doing. I just spotted you. Wow. And I hear we're doing well, huh? It's good. Yeah, we hear good things. Early voting, we hear get out and vote, get out and vote. Thank you. Great job you're doing. With your vote this November, we're going to defeat this radical left country destroyer. We're going to finish what we very brilliantly started. We had something going. We had the greatest economy in the history of the world. We had the best we've ever had, but the best. We had the safest border, the best border, the fewest people, the fewest drugs. We were watching the drugs. Human trafficking, which is mostly in women, unfortunately. It's vicious. Mostly in women. We had everything down to the lowest numbers they've ever seen. We will quickly become energy independent again. Think of it. We were energy independent 4 years ago. But we will immediately frack, and drill, baby, drill. We're going to drill, baby, drill. And I will cut your energy prices in half within 12 months. Everybody in this room, within 12 months, we have liquid gold, and we can do anything. We buy our oil from Venezuela. We call it Venezuelan tar. It's not, it's tar. And you have to take it and heat the hell out of it. What a mess. Goes right up for those environmentalists. If you are an environmentalist, it goes right up. And you know where it's done? In Houston. Because it's the only plant that can do it. It's the only plant that's equipped to do it. I will cancel Kamala Harris's insane electric vehicle mandate immediately. All forms of cars. Because a couple of people told me they don't want to stop 12 times to take a drive to Washington. You don't want to drive to various parts of the country when you can drive and have gasoline left over. You don't want to stop 19 times. I will stop outsourcing and turn the U.S. into a manufacturing superpower. That's going to happen because what I told you about the cars is applicable to every other industry. We're going to have So many new businesses, you're going to be calling me. Remember, I used to talk about winning, right? Same thing. Please, sir, please, we can't take any more companies coming into America. It's too many, sir. It's no good. They're coming in from Germany. They're coming in from Japan. Sir, we can't take it anymore. We can't take the jobs. We can't take the money that we're making. We never made so much damn money. Everybody wants us to work there, sir. They're paying us anything. Please stop, sir. We can't take it anymore. Remember we used to do that with winning. You're going to win so much, and I'd have one of your senators. I'd have cash come in. I'd have cash come in. I'd have all these guys come in. They'd probably have to send Sheriff Joe because he's the one that gets to me better than anybody, probably. They'll send, and Sheriff Joe and Brandon and Carrie, they'll all come in and they'll say, sir, remember, we're winning too much, sir, we can't take it, because we've been a loser for so long. And we used to joke, and we weren't joking because we were winning like we never won before. Our economy became the best economy we've ever had. We were doubling up on China. China paid us hundreds of billions of dollars in taxes and tariffs. No other president got 10 cents from China. And I got along with them great until COVID, and then I said, that's a bridge too far. I will end the war in Ukraine, stop the chaos in the Middle East, and prevent World War III. I will crush violent crime and give our police the support, protection, resources, and respect that they so dearly deserve. That includes you guys, okay? That includes, they said, does that include us? Yeah, you're top of the list. We will strengthen and modernize our military. I rebuilt the entire U.S. military. Now we have to do it. I didn't know that they were going to give such a big chunk for no reason whatsoever to Afghanistan. Tanks, planes, even goggles, the best goggles. Now they became night fighters. Isn't that wonderful? What we gave them, 777,000 guns and rifles. Think of that. First of all, how many did they need? 777,000 guns, 70,000 cars and vehicles. Many of them are armor plated, cost millions of dollars to build them. And they have them, and they just had a parade 3 weeks ago. Did you see going down their main thoroughfare? It wasn't particularly beautiful. And they were showing off all the equipment. Did you see that? It was disgusting to me. I look at that, I get disgusted and angry. Sometimes, I make these speeches and we try and make the best out of a bad situation, but sometimes I get very angry by the end because I say, it's really crazy. You go over the things they did, like the border, but you go over the things and you get damn angry because they're just grossly incompetent. They've actually destroyed. We're going to stop it. We're going to turn it around. But what they've done toward the destruction of our country is it's not even believable. It's not thinkable. We'll build a missile defense shield, all of it made in the USA. We're entitled to it, too. It was our technology. And we will rebuild our cities, including our once beautiful capital. Right now, it's got graffiti all over the beautiful marble. It's got the medians falling down on our roads. It's got potholes all over the place. We're going to take over our capital. We're going to make it so beautiful. We'll have a committee. We'll get rid of these people that are allowing crime to flourish. You can't go there. It's so dangerous. We're going to rebuild our cities. We're going to make our cities great again, too. Our cities are suffering tremendously. We will get critical race theory and transgender insanity out of our schools. And we will keep men out of women's sports, I guarantee you that. I will defend the Second Amendment, protect religious liberty, restore free speech, and we will secure our elections and they will be secure once and for all. Under the Trump administration, we will put American citizens first, American children first, American patients first, American taxpayers first, American workers first, and American communities first. We will put them first. We love those people. And we will put communists, Marxists, and fascists last. And we'll keep them there, too. We're going to put them last and keep them there. We will defend our territory. We will defend our families. We will defend our communities. We will defend our civilization. We will not be conquered. We will not be occupied. We will not be invaded. We will reclaim our sovereignty. We will reclaim our nation, and I will give you back your freedom and your life. We're going to give you back your freedom. Everyone will prosper. Every family will thrive, and every day will be filled with opportunity and hope. But for that to happen, we must defeat Kamala Harris and stop her radical left agenda once and for all. And we want a landslide election, and I believe something's brewing like that. That's too big to rig. Too big to rig. Early voting is underway. Get everyone you know and get out and vote. We cannot take a chance. After all we have been through together, we've been through so much. We stand on the verge of the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. We're going to make them the 4 greatest years in the history of our country. With your help, from now until Election Day, we will redeem America's promise, and we will take back the nation that we love. Nothing will sway us, nothing will slow us, and no one will stop us. We will press forward toward our magnificent American destiny, and together we will win, win, win. November 5th will be the most important day in the history of our country, and together we will make America powerful again. We will make America wealthy again. Wealthy, wealthy, wealthy. We will make America healthy again. We will make America strong again. We will make America proud again. We will make America safe again. And we will make America great again. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you, Arizona. Thank you. God bless you all. God bless you. Yes, that's it. They cut our feed here. I wanted to show this program here if Dave and Barry weren't going to join us. Unfortunately, they did not. We love Dave and Barry. They do a great job. Barry is a wonderful man himself. He's been on the air for years now, and he frequently has invited me on his program, and I honestly was hoping that we would make it on his program today. Folks, this will be the end of the Emergency Management Associates program tonight.
I appreciate you all joining us. Please go back and watch our earlier Sunday school program called Come Follow Me, the Savior Said. It is indeed Sunday as well. God bless you all. God bless America. Have a great night, folks. We love you very much. Enjoy your day. Enjoy what's left of it. We will see you on the other side. Have fun.